HellRaisers versus Mouse Sports. There is quite a lot on the line. These two teams are guaranteed to go through to deciding, though, who gets to play Mouse Sports, who gets to play Virtus Pro. Surely you're going to play Virtus Pro in their current format.
I'll take James Bardoff and I'll play Virtus Pro. That's how, yes, I agree with your statement and your sentiment, Henry.
Well, the thing is, FaZe only need to win one map to guarantee top of the group. So just keep that in mind. If it's the first map, great. If it's not, they have a second chance. So we'll follow that narrative as we get into the first map, ladies and gentlemen. HellRaisers versus FaZe. You've got your hometown hero, Dead Fox, playing for HellRaisers. Let's see if he can light up the scoreboard here. Thank you for joining us so late into the evening.
You're welcome, Henry.
It's okay. Thank you.
I wasn't planning on it, but someone recommended that I stay here with you, so I did.
Nico will be finding that first pick. Takes down Angel. 5 versus 4. And then the CT side of Inferno. We'll get through all the admin at this point. So you can see they have got a couple of smokes and flashbangs. Such a decoy for Issa. Have a look as to whether he can play that effectively. Decoy not that useful, but it can be beneficial in some very particular instances. Can be used to go around a corner, throw around. People think it's a flashbang and turn around. It's about as exciting as it gets. Guardian falls back. No, they've got the man advantage. He just wants to make sure he doesn't go down to nothing. He wants to make sure he's at least tradable with his team. All of the players for HellRaisers go towards the B-bomb site now. Smoke CD spawn. You cannot go into B without the smoke, so that has to go spawn. No real discussion about that. Flashbang over. Better fall back, actually. I have got plenty of time, that's fair enough. Just haven't got much intel here, so I have to check every single nook and cranny.
Still searching around as well toward the apartment position. Hoffmeister toward Graveyard. They did struggle, remember, faced this map just a moment ago against Game Agents. To some extent, Game Agents played well. Let's not discredit that. Guardian, good find to take down Bondik. Issa. Although to find the return on Olaf and Voxic, the way they talked up quite considerably on the desk. Does well to find yet another, but Reigns gets the headshot over top of the box to make it 1-0 for FaZe.
Pretty clean stuff from FaZe. Nico opened things up towards the T steps, got the 5-on-4. They did float the idea going towards B. I'd prefer that, considering it's so open shut in terms of how you operate the B-bomb site. Smoke down, flash over, going as a 4-man unit. You start going towards quad, you have to worry about the apartments, the arch side, the pit. There's all these different factors that come into it. It can make things very challenging. Of course, the bomb site itself, as we saw Rain using every bit of cover there to find those 3 kills. Carrigan looking to push the envelope towards the B side of the map here as he gets the MP9 and pushes all the way down. Get to farm some cash here. He will be joined by Nico, of course.
Make that cash money, boy. That's what you were singing or something like that last night.
That's
I heard it.
I normally say things like that.
Yeah, I thought you did.
This is, of course, the force buy from HellRaisers. No bomb in the pistol. Scout for Voxic. I agree with Thorin. He can be very potent in the right circumstances. Against FaZe and Guardian, maybe not. We'll see. Carla definitely did some good work earlier. He can match that performance. 5-on-4. As the first pick comes in, it will be Nico to pick that kill.
Go pushing down, Voxic to work off of it. Guardian finds the kill on Angel, though, subsequently at the top side of middle. So with Voxic with bomb going that direction, he's not quite quick enough because Kerrigan sneaks out from behind on the bottom side of it and off the information. And round all but done. Issa just trying to survive, desperate to do so. It's forced inside of the boiler. And 2-0 for FaZe.
There you have it. 2-0. FaZe up against the full eco now. HellRaisers might be able to get an HE grade rush banana. This is the sort of round you just want to get over with. But there is something to be said of it taking it very slowly and baiting out all the utility of the CTs, just taking your absolute time and making them sweat it out a bit. There's going to throw one flash towards the top of B and take quite a lot of damage though. Dead Fox's blood is all over the wall as the incendiary comes in as well. It's getting a little bit hot down there. Here's the flash. They will try and find this, at least a trade. But it's unlikely to get much more than maybe 1, maximum 2 kills. There's the flash. Now pins it in. Carrigan is unlikely to come out. Perfectly timed smoke. Takes out Voxic and Dead Fox and gets the bomb.
We were watching that flashbang lineup for so long. I was waiting for Rushley's voice to come in and say, "Hey, future pros."
Yeah, right.
Today I've got a flash for the top of banana. Well, either way, it's another round that's pretty straightforward for FaZe as they'll find 2 quick kills early on. Against the pistols, it's not likely HellRaisers have much to offer them in this particular round, so we'll get the 3-0 out of the way now, shall we, Henry? We can do that by a democratic vote.
Sure.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. Henry's in agreement. We are going 3-0.
Well, I think it's more FaZe agreed with it. But yes, it does stand and will be delivered. As we will go into the first gun round here. Ladies and gentlemen, no AWP available. Dead Fox on the Galil is not the AWP anymore. Fox is taking over that role in a surprise transfer. Dead Fox is probably the star player when he was the AWP with this team. When he did turn up, he was amazing, but I don't think that was the problem. It was very inconsistent, not sustainable for them to become a top team. I don't think they're there just yet, but they're certainly a team that gets upsets every now and then. Mainly a Star Ladder event, it seems.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah,
bonus round.
You're absolutely right. It's every single Star Ladder. It seems like HellRaisers is sneaking in with a knife, stabbing at someone's back mid-event.
Yeah.
Well, bit of an exchange toward the bottom side of middle. Still, though, Guardian does have possession of the outside of the apartments with Rain to guard off of him. Olaf smoked off. Outside going to just spray through it. Pretty straightforward other than that. Kerrigan and Nico again together at B. Saw some aggression from them last round. We saw a lot of dynamics from Guardian on the AWP as well to rotate off of A little bit earlier with them. So see how it works. Flash goes down. Kerrigan. 2 quick kills in the MP9 before Voxic can even respond.
This is with the bonus round, as I noticed. 3 still, actually 4 and 3. He's still alive. Kerrigan that found the 2 frags. And now head towards the B site. Nico there at the moment. Olofmeister is rotating in this fountain position. Can be so difficult to shut down, especially when he's holding it like this. They're not going to be able to see him until they fully commit. Let's see what kind of damage he can do with that. Olofmeister to finish things off. Nico takes all the aggro away. That's perfectly played. 4-0 for FaZe. This is more like it. They don't seem to be struggling here. We kind of discussed that about the Game Agents matchup because they weren't really sure how to play against Game Agents. It's a team they don't really know much about. I felt Roban took the time to actually watch their demos, and HellRaisers will be one more versed. And it's going to be a technical time. I did see a player drop out of the server, so we've got a bit of time here. Have a look at the FaZe setup. 3 AK-47s. It's going to be Nico's PC that just needs restarting, I think. So that's okay. Lots of money on the FaZe side. 11K. This Karen getting done with the MP9. That's going to be very satisfying in the first gun round to find 2 kills of that particular one.
I would completely agree and concur that the fact that an MP9 building up money early in the half, especially on the CT side, is massively beneficial for all that are involved, Henry.
Oh, yes. So we're just going to be sorting out that PC. It was Nico. The game just crashed, something like that. Nothing too major.
He's too good for the game. The game didn't want him.
Kicked him out.
Just said, that's enough. Go home now.
Well, neither of these teams will be going home after this matchup. It's deciding who comes on top of the group. Both of them guaranteed to make the playoffs. Only 8 teams here, and if you're not aware of the format or how the tournament works, it's celebrating 4 nations, what are called V4. And you have to have a player from either Hungary,
I was going to see if you
Czech
could do
Republic, and Poland. You have to have one player from that region. So teams like SK has been the example, cannot enter this tournament because they obviously have 5 Brazilian players. So
that is correct.
It's still, you still get a very impressive array. And sure, the lesser team's very unlikely to go through, but it's a good showcase for themselves. I think Game Agent showed us the potential of this format and how they can actually show they've got some really decent players within there. But we're hoping for like a Mouse Sports FaZe Grand Final and still have that epic finale to close out the tournament. That's on Sunday. It's going to be a best of 5 as well. So watch out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. If it's Mouse Sports FaZe again, that goes the distance every single time. So make sure you're here for Super Sunday.
Super Sunday, is that what you've called it now, Henry?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I can live with that. No, I think it's a good way of showcasing this region as well, rather than, you know, a minor. You get to bring in some of the top teams, show off all of the skill within the region. And it does kind of speak volumes that a lot of these, especially the European lineups, are looking into these nations to find individual skill. It makes you wonder how much more individual skill is out there in other capacities because, again, you've got FaZe, you've got Mouse Sports, both top teams within their own right. Obviously, Poland, again, Oliver is pro as a result of it. Wouldn't call them a tier 1 team right now, if I'm honest. Obviously, the Oregon, the legendary status, yes, okay, they carry a lot of that with them. Naturally, even today, they had a lot of fans in the crowd. But they are slipping down the ladder slowly and sadly. HellRaisers as well is in it with a shout for easy tier 2, I guess. Again, we don't really quantify what a tier is. I think Thorn made that video like a year ago or 2 years ago. You know, what is tier 1? What is tier 2?
Top 6, I would say.
It's your consistent, your consistent protagonists.
Yeah, they're consistently ranked within the top 6. Beneath that, probably tier 2, like 7 to maybe 13th, 14th place. Then anything beneath that is going to be tier 3. So that's the way I look at it. It's all completely like
So I'm tier 3
subjective,
then.
really. Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty good, actually. I can live with that.
Well, this technical timeout taking a little bit longer than I thought. As you can see, we did have a packed house here today. Obviously, it's got a little bit late to this point, and
It's true.
we did have Game Agents play. The roof was blown off at that point. They were very excited to have the hometown heroes come out, but we still have Dead Fox on the server, so that's going to be fun if he starts kicking off. See if
Keep in mind as well, for those of you at home that aren't aware, can't really see it, it's not translated by the camera, there's a whole lot more than just the CS going on here as well. Bit of a festival.
yes, cosplay,
Your
gaming
favorite?
booths, everything, food trucks. It's crazy.
I like food trucks. You like the cosplay, I like the food trucks.
Oh, that's true.
Priorities, Henry. That's what I like to call it.
Well, I'm going to be cosplaying tomorrow on our day off.
I told you, I don't want to talk about it. We've already made that mistake once.
You guys joining us. It's the final best of 2 of the evening. It's the best of 2. It's more like those online leagues we have, like ECS and Pro League. We play 2 separate maps, and if it ends up as a split, then it's just counted as a draw, and each team gets 3 points on that, either map. But you can draw maps as well. There's no overtimes. Just kind of helps speed things up and allow 2 maps to be played. 4-0 right now. HellRaisers certainly the underdogs here, but early days here on Inferno. FaZe could be nice and warmed up now, considering they just played Game Agents on this very map. So able to iron out some of the problems, perhaps.
It's interesting as well, though, that FaZe have been struggling on Inferno so frequently and yet continue to go back to it time and time again. Obviously, the statistic coming into this event, and I guess at the end of Katowice was, of course, that they'd played it 5 times, they'd gone to overtime in 3 of them, and they'd hit double overtime twice out of those 3 overtime games, and in both of those double overtime situations, they really had to earn or unfortunately fall short. Cloud9 took them into double overtime twice out of those 2, so they're familiar foes in that regard.
Well, Matthew, this one might take a little bit longer, so I believe we have a video lined up.
Oh, I like
for your
videos.
delight and delectation. Let's take it away.
Ladislav, Guardian, Clutch, Sniper. My style of playing is, I would say, aggressive, passive, and I'm doing everything my in-game leader or my team asks for. I'm really initiative, so when I want to do something, I go for actions. So I'm a mix kind of style player. So I can be aggressive, I can be passive, and I can do the support role in it. My first gaming memory would be, I think, attending the first event, a LAN event in Slovakia when I was 10, 11 years old. I was very young. We did bad, but yeah, it was a big experience for me, and I knew I wanted to play CS for a long time. I think we have probably one of the best players in the world, Nico. We have Rain, who ended up top 4 in top 20 players in the last year. So we have a strong team, and our strength is, yeah, I would say individual skill.
Böröc Bence, Dead Fox, secondary oper. Aggressive, sometimes supportive. First I started to play with my neighbors, Counter-Strike Source, like as a hobby. And then I started it like competitively, I started to like it, so I played it more. Strength of the team is we have good individuals, we have some structure, like by Jonta and Angel. We like each other, we became friends.
Håvard Rain Nygård, anti-fragger.
Niko Kovac, lurker.
Finn, Kerrigan, Anderson, in-game leader. Ladislav, Guardian, Clutch, Sniper.
Olof Meister, Kajbjör, lurker.
Özgür Eker, Rockstick. I'm first AWP player, in-game leader, lurker, anti-fragger. I'm doing everything in team.
Böröc Bence, Dead Fox, secondary oper.
Karasev Kirill, Angel, third oper, in-game leading, anti-fragger.
Isa Murad, Isa entry-flagging for the team.
Vladislav Nicheparchuk, Bondik, anti-fragger.
Well, we are back. The unfortunate circumstances of us being back is that, Henry, we are not quite ready to roll. They're going to completely swap out that PC for Nico.
Better to be safe than sorry, I suppose.
I completely agree. I always swap out my PC at home, too.
Yeah. As soon as you have an issue, you get a new one.
Exactly. I just get a new one. I just buy another one immediately.
As soon as one game crashes, that's it. That's your rule.
I'm done. Blue screen? Yeah, I'll show you.
Get out.
Amazon Prime.
Although we have it, it will be a new PC for Nico. Hopefully it won't take too long here. We have completely disposed all the filler we have for those videos. So you're left with us while we break down the game so far. It is Inferno, CT side for FaZe, looking very clinical so far. No mistakes made. Won the pistol. Managed to win a bonus round as well, number 4. We can bring up the Group A table and have a look at it. We can
I do like
where that
tables.
sits.
I built one once upon a time.
Maybe you can explain
That's not true. My brother
the
did.
outcome of this game and how it affects this group overall.
Well, overall, this group is decided. As you can see, at 2 and 4 game agents, unfortunately, have no statistical chance of making it through to the playoffs. Dark Tigers, very similarly, they did pick up a draw. Obviously, that was against HellRaisers. That's the other subsequent draw on the bracket, and therefore the table, I should say. Therefore, you can tell. But what we do determine from this is if HellRaisers were to go 2 and 0, they would therefore pick up 5 wins. FaZe would sit at 4, 0, and 2, and therefore HellRaisers would take over the number 1 seed, and it determines who they would play in the playoffs from Group B. Group B, by the way, is playing right now. I can take a peek.
So yeah, Virtus Pro could still be knocked out of the tournament.
That is 100%
They are playing their
accurate.
final game right now, I believe. So yeah, maybe you can bring that
Why
up.
don't I
and
give
have a look.
you a B-Stream update? Oh my goodness.
No, don't tell me, don't tell me.
Oh my goodness.
So as you can see, Virtus Pro are second place right now, but they are playing against XCOM, I believe, and they are 8-1 down on the T side.
XCOM is beating Virtus Pro 8
another Polish team.
2-1.
A Polish derby, and this could mean everything. It has to be the 2-0, I believe, for XCOM.
Hey, the good news is, this is new Polish talent we've not seen. Maybe Virtus Pro can look at picking some of them up.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a bad shout at all. I don't think I've heard of any of the XCOM players.
Starkey, Goofy, Punchik, soon.
Yeah, they're obviously talented guys.
You will hear about them soon.
I'm sure we will. But that's the standings right now. Obviously,
9-1
Mouse
now,
Sports
by
going to
the
be
way.
playing the second place of this group. So that could be HellRaisers if... No, sorry, that could be FaZe if they get 2-0'd here, which is unlikely considering what we've seen so far. If FaZe just win one map in this particular matchup, then the second one is almost redundant. It doesn't mean anything at that point.
So
It's nothing for it.
I did miss that. I think Virtus Pro needs 1 win to get in, right?
Yes.
So if
they
they
get
lose
2-0'd.
both games, XCOM gets in.
Yeah.
Well, XCOM's going to be grinding for this. 9-1 up already. That's incredible. And these are, again, Polish players we've not heard of among the top tier scenes, or I've never
seen
had
them
on
online.
LAN. Exactly, yeah, I've never even seen them online, and I've never recognized their team as a whole. There is other Polish players and other teams that we've seen in the past. E-Battle, Vexed, that team that mix was
the
certainly
Kingwin
in
team
there.
at one point.
Exactly that, Kingwin being the other team, which Rollin, Meniz, Spiro, Mihu was obviously a part of that. That's right. Now, we've seen lots of other Polish teams, not this one. And now this one is also beating Virtus Pro. It used to be Virtus Pro was so far ahead of all the others. That was why we didn't see them enough, because they just couldn't qualify out of that region. They couldn't get on the board frequently enough. So, yeah, that's it speaks for itself. 10-1 now, by the way.
Good Lord. Well, Matty, you are doing a great job casting it from the scoreboard.
Thank you very much. I'd like to let you know that it's 4 players stayed alive in the last round.
Well,
and we can get highlights from this game, which are probably a little bit more interesting than me trying to cast off of a scoreboard, Henry.
Yeah, let's take it away with the highlight video.
Old meg az Xbox One X-Gép csomagot a konzolvilágnál.
Strong focus with 20% more caffeine, magnesium, and L-carnitine. Vitamins C, D, and 5 types of Bs. Affordable price. Hell Energy. Sharpen your mind.
E-sport hírek, interjúk, videók, közvetítések, tippek és trükkök. esport1.hu. Minden e-sport egy helyen.
Xbox One Play It Show Budapesten a Hungexpo-n. Találkozz Pamkutyával és a leghíresebb magyar videósokkal. Merülj el a virtuális valóságban, próbáld ki a legmenőbb játékokat a több mint 200 program helyszínen. Play It Show. Játék, élmény mindenkinek. www.playit.hu.
We pledge victory. We strive for glory. We are unstoppable. We are fearless. We are the Republic of Gamers.
Mennyire kattansz rá? Nyerj értékes ajándékokat! Igényeld áram- és gázszolgáltatásban is a kényelmes, környezetkímélő e-számlát. Legyél te is digitális! A Nemzeti Közművek otthoni ügyintézési lehetőségeket és rugalmas fizetési megoldásokat kínál. Neked is lehetőséged van modern, hiteles elektronikus számla igénylésére, amelyet azonnal és később is megtekinthetsz. Számládat csoportos beszedési megbízással, online bankkártyás fizetéssel vagy egyedi átutalással is kiegyenlítheted. Áramszolgáltatás esetén e-számlát online regisztrációval egyidejűleg igényelhetsz, amelyhez a számlán megtalálható szerződéses folyószámla és a fogyasztási hely azonosítóra van szükség. Földgázszolgáltatás esetén a vevő és a mérési pont azonosító megadásával lehetséges e-számlát igényelni, akár kétféleképpen. Regisztráció nélkül is kérheted az e-mailben küldött számlát, vagy regisztrációt követően az online ügyfélszolgálat más szolgáltatásaival együtt. Nemzeti Közművek, otthonunk energiája.
Ladislav, Guardian, Quatch, Sniper. My style of playing is, I would say, aggressive, passive, and I'm doing everything my in-game leader or my team asks for. I'm really initiative, so when I want to do something, I go for actions. So I'm a mix kind of style player. So I can be aggressive, I can be passive, and I can do the support role in it. My first gaming memory would be, I think, attending the first event, a LAN event in Slovakia when I was 10, 11 years old. I was very young. We did bad, but yeah, it was a big experience for me, and I knew I wanted to play CS for a long time. I think we have probably one of the best players in the world, Nico. We have Brian, who ended up top 4 in top 20 players in the last year. So we have a strong team, and our strength is, I would say, individual skill.
Birds Bence, Dead Fox, secondary OP. Aggressive, sometimes supportive. First I started to play with my neighbors, Counter-Strike Source, like as a hobby. And then I started it like competitively, I started to like it, so I played it more. Strength of the team is we have good individuals, we have some structure, like by Jonta and Angel. We like each other, we became friends.
Well, the good news on the other side of the coin, Henry, is that it is now 11-5, still for XCOM against Virtus Pro. They've won 3 at the end of the first half, and they've won the second pistol. So
who's been your MVP of that series so far?
Chance. MVP for me is, I would say at this point, Stark.
Okay, you've been talking about him a lot this tournament. I know you've had your eye on some of the Polish talent here. And yeah, we'll have to go with Mr. Stark. 14 kills to his name. Doing a great job so far, as the scoreline does go more in favor of Virtus Pro, 11-6. And we are indeed casting the scoreboard once again.
We are casting the scoreboard 5 rounds in a row, and if they get the 3-0, they're going to be back to 11-7. We're just about ready to cast a real game, though. We get back into it. As FaZe up 4-0 over HellRaisers. Swap of a PC for Nico. He's a bit of a diva. Apparently, he didn't like the way that one was. The fan was spinning inside of it. It was making just an oscillation
he
noise.
likes it when they go clockwise. I was going anti-clockwise, so that was a bit of a problem for him.
That's why he doesn't like tournaments in Australia either. It's the toilet.
the toilets,
you know. Yeah.
Well,
so
we're going to sort that out for him now. He's very particular. We like to make sure he's happy at all times. And it is 4-0 for the FaZe clan. They are certainly the heavy favorites. They are the #1 team in the world, depending on who you ask. And
I think right now it's clear cut. I think SK's recent troubles have fortified that position atop.
Duncan made a good point, like that comparison to tennis player. Like, yeah, sure, they're #1, but they're not winning trophies still. They have the consistency to make the grand finals, which makes them #1, but it's an interesting thought to think. Would they accept winning one of the big ones and then going on the group stage of the next one just to feel and taste the victory, which has been eluding them for the last few months?
It has been, but they certainly have their fair few trophies in the last year as well. You're right, though. No other team has been this consistently upset. It's not even they're losing in finals. If they were losing to SK in finals, I would say, okay, no problem. It's strictly SK, and SK is very good in that regard. It's everyone else. It's the Cloud9, it's the Mouse Sports, it's the Fnatic. Those ones are the anomalies. And not only that, they mentioned it, Drowlin on the desk said it, those teams are actually failing to get through from group stages in the next event. Whereas they are the common denominator, I think his words were. We are back, FaZe with 4 rounds. They will have weapons. HellRaisers will not, although you could argue that the CZs are potent enough to be considered such a weapon, so they've got 5 of those to work with, and there you go. Angel shows us exactly why. 2 quick kills. Kerrigan and Nico both going down, and immediately they'll start to challenge toward the B side. Massive gap in the smoke, but Guardian not going to be able to react in time. In fact, calls that 3 players have crossed. He'll have seen all of that. Naturally, he's going to therefore Molotov off water position to make sure that anyone wants to jump back into it will be sought after and pushed out of position. But Voxic finds Rain. These CZs have done massive damage. They've now upgraded onto the AK-47s, and Olaf's forced to clutch back 2 kills.
Doing a very good job. Bondig, though, great positioning, pushing in towards CT spawn. That could be the play that secures the round. Voxic will be adding firepower towards the smoke itself. Bondig does spot 1. Just about nails the kill. Wasn't as clean as he would like. That should be the round still, though. Olaf Meister taking down Voxic. Poster first for HellRaisers there. 2 versus 1 in the end. And a nice flank from Bondig. They will have pretty decent cash after winning that round. You can see 5K and a couple of the players. Money is absolutely fine for FaZe as well. After getting 4 in a row and winning a bonus round, they're not really dropping many kills at all. They're fine. They could even go for the double AWP setup, which they have. On this particular map is Nico, who uses the secondary AWP, and it can be a bit of a question mark sometimes. Most of the time it's fine, but when it's a really tense game in a big semi-final or something like that, he sometimes doesn't look as efficient as he would with a rifle. But Guardian, as ever, solid on Inferno, gets the first pick and falls back.
Box quickly checking toward the top of Banana, is going to reposition. That nade will do damage. It certainly will. I take it back, perhaps. Hardly touched Nico. It did still meet my quota for damage because it did 7, but I expected it to do quite a bit more than that, as the smoke nade will be deployed inside of the boiler doorway. Guardian still flirts with the top of mid. The pillar from Atrium's actually quite an intricate part of the map in that you can really determine the angle you want to play while still being very aggressive in the situation. He'll subside to the site for now. Issa, meanwhile, jumps back down off of the railing toward the window, toward boiler, and gets toward top middle, and then rotates down again toward Banana because Angel wants to lead the charge. Kerrigan on the other side of the wall, set to defend, and Nico behind him. He's going to try and bait him in that position, but single smoke is enough to slow them down. Issa is going to evaluate if this is still the best opportunity. And remember, there's 38 seconds.
But time is ticking away drastically now. They haven't really got that much map control. Sure, they have middle, but that's only the start of the journey. You need to fully commit and get to the bomb site, find the kills. Flashbang's good for Olaf, looking for a double spray down here. Gets the first, can't get the second. Still 4 versus 2. Dead Fox tagged up heavily. So is Bondic as well. Rain gonna make mincemeat of them as they come around the corner. No chance Bondic to win this. He might get one consolation frag. He'll go for a desperate plant. He might even get that down. That's actually pretty good. The fact he gets that extra money and another kill, he'll take that. He'll take that all day long as he manages to get the bomb down, find a kill. That's going to enable them to even buy for the next round, so that's great. An extra $800 per player. But 5-1 for FaZe. It is a reset, but they should be able to at least have a whip around and find the AKs they so desire. Here's that initial kill from Guardian. Oh, the flashbang actually gets both of them, and it's Voxy that goes down.
I enjoyed some of those videos in terms of, you know, getting a better overview of what they refer to themselves as and their roles within the team. I like how Voxic was like in-game leader, lurker, opper, strat caller, cash distributor, anti-stratter, coach, manager. I do everything for the team, basically, is what he said. Rain to the bench. M4 to go against the 2 AKs, and Rain already finds this and not suspecting. Oh my goodness, Rain, if he had converted the last on the spray, it would have been quite nice to see. Voxic does finally get him back with the deagle, but Guardian immediately trades off of that, and we'll find ourselves now in a 4 versus 2 in favor again of FaZe. And this completely whittles down the economy. So they'll have to consider find a pick here soon enough, especially Bonding in his position. Consider how much they even invest into this round beyond, because 2 AK saved last time, the same to try again. Bondic, by the way, has his avatar set to Pierce Brosnan, so he is truly Bond. Hick.
Shaken, not stirred.
Absolutely.
You used to be able to get the stickers right. You could get James from Immortals and then Bondic sticker. You put them next to each other on the Silence USP.
Right.
You have James Bondic on your Silence USP. Pretty good.
James, you mean James? You mean the coach for Liquid?
No, the Immunity player.
Immunity, that's right. I was like Immortals. What are you talking about?
Immunity player. Sorry.
Right. No, you're right. I remember James. He's a character. I like that guy.
Yeah.
He's a pleasant person.
He still plays.
Well, obviously, I assumed he did.
Yeah. So obviously. So some of those Australian teams go off into obscurity once they leave the international scene, but he's still kicking around.
Yeah, that's true. They and Vox Eminor were close together for a while in terms of their play styles. Vox would frequently...
In terms of their players as well, they were just renegades whenever they needed a player, just like, well, who's your best at the moment, boys?
We'll take that. No, but it's true. Immunity actually outqualified Renegades to get to a few events during that time, and Vox Eminor time to be more Circa-esque, if you will. But it's, yeah, no, that's cool. James Bondic, I like it. How clever, how crafty. Well, we'll see how crafty HellRaisers can become in this round with just 1 CZ. Last time they went for 5 CZs, and it was actually the round they won. So maybe they should have invested into that, Hank.
Let's see. He's looking very comfortable here on Inferno. Pretty much full eco here from the HellRaisers side. Just some upgraded pistols. And now only 4 players. Foxing drops, so does this up. And Rain having a great time there on the quad side. He normally does fantastic work there. So does Olaf Meister in that pit. Just 1 player remaining. Instead, Fox has picked up Guardian's AWP, so there's something from that. He was the former AWPer. Maybe he can find a couple of shots here. Not meant to be, though. Olaf Meister will find him and pick up the AWP from the floor. Money available once again for the HellRaisers side, but this is getting a little bit out of hand now.
FaZe certainly looking grilled and drilled, as opposed to the last game against Game Agents, where they actually slipped on this. So, fair enough. It was actually 7-1 in that game as well, remember. And they slipped and finished, I think it was an 8-7 half. So it is possible for HellRaisers, and they'll be fully aware of that, having veterans on this team that have seen many an oft situation, as Olaf will push down the hallway at the B apartments. Inside of his own smoke, so by design, as this is going to once again work toward the boiler by default. Well, we'll start to hear some of these foot patterns. Bondic silent, as you'd expect James Bond to be, is going to slide up. That pulls Olaf from his hidey hole. But it says there on his backside to take him down, a good trade, and Guardian therefore has to consider backing away because he no longer has the second player in that position. He's going to get the information that's going to be able to cover him off. Smoke down in front of him. Just Guardian fire. Oh, onto that. Oh, he certainly does. Gets Angel through the smoke as well.
It's not bad at all. It's one of Guardian's calling cards, absolutely. Shots through smoke with the AWP. Nico, like we said, that secondary AWP established now. He'll be holding towards the banana. Bit of an awkward angle. They do go closely to the wall and evade him. They can just pop out, but unfortunately for Dead Fox, did overstep the mark slightly there and will be taken down. 4 versus 2, Voxic and Issa. The unknown quantities coming into this team with their first sign. Proving themselves now, though. Voxic, the AWP, don't really have that option available to him. He's on the AK-47. They got 1 smoke and a Molotov. Carrigan, confident he watches the Archers, knows exactly what this is up to. Takes him down, and that's going to be the round pretty much tied up at this point. Voxic will have the bomb, but no time to really do much with it. He's got 15 seconds. The B site is open, but obviously he has no idea of that. Oh, actually Nico's in the back. I take it all away. It's the
little camouflage. Yourself. You almost said back
circle.
Twice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is interesting on the map. That's a bit confusing. There's one as well in the corner. But round's going to end as it is. Voxic managing to at least carry the AK over. And in doing so gives them a bit of hope, I suppose. They could force on this at this point. 8-1, maybe you start to consider doing so, because lost round bonus is built back up to 4 rounds in total. It was something they relied on before, and they may have to, well, they're obviously call the timeout, but may have to decide if they want to try and distribute the well. Voxic obviously doesn't get any money. They didn't plant the bomb. He stayed alive, so he didn't lose the AK. That's his trade-off. The rest are hovering around the 3K mark. That was a tactical pause by Angel. No indication that they're going to bring out any further rifles, just a few pistols.
Voxic did save his AK-47, as you can see. Didn't get extra cash, though. Try and partially invest into the round, saving them about $1,000. That's fine. Hits coming in, not doing as much damage as FaZe might have thought. Misses out as well, and it will be Nico looking a little bit uncomfortable here. Flashbang's going in, dumping a bit too much on this play. Smokes and incendiaries, flashbangs used. Dead forecast up towards middle, but that's all he can really do right now. Just going to get that part of the map covered. Guardian still here, and he might find himself in a bit of hot water here, but the smoke should buy him some time.
Guardian still trying to search for information, or rather receive it from his teammates, because he's playing passively now over by the library position. It's gold. I was going to say Goldhoffmeister. That's like a Guardian Olaf hybrid mix. We got Skidooey. Now we've got Goldoff.
Goldoff?
Yeah. Brain is who I was going to mention as well, though. It's in front of the balcony from the apartments. It's a good shot. With the eagle in hand, as Kerrigan on that as well is going to start to rotate, and this could work. The timing has pulled Kerrigan away, leaving us with none other than just Nico on the op at New Box. How many times have we seen him either make or break in that situation? Because he has missed and gone down in these before. This time, no mistake on the first shot. Second one jumps by him. Leg shot goes to the pistol. That's where he falls, but he did get 2, so his team still has the man advantage despite the bomb going down. They've given away the AK, or the AWP, however, and this is exactly the situation where it can transpire to a round for HellRaisers.
Oof. Well, 1 versus 1. Bomb has indeed been planted. Rain looking for our players in position, but Bondig 1 step ahead. Will set the headshot and at least get another round on the board for HellRaisers. Only 1 player survives. There's plenty of money available for FaZe. As you can see, they can drop a weapon over to Olofmeister. This is Issa getting it done. And the good news is they did win a round where they were partially purchased. 1 AK and some Deagles, and we'll bring out a MAC-10 in the hands of Dead Fox here. Well, that's the right call, I'm not so sure. There are 2 players of our helmets, so it could be a little bit more potent than I've expected. 8-2 now. HellRaisers need to start getting consecutive rounds. They can't afford to be reset again.
Double smoke down inside of the banana position. Nico and Kerrigan are still going to pursue on that, and they know there's a little bit of a gap toward the left side of that wall, where in which you can't exist within smoke, but they don't spray all the way to it or commit all the way to it, and therefore We sit 5 aside still. In fact, we sit there with no damage done, even with all of that exchange and the nades being thrown in either direction. Dead Fox, keep in mind, he's admitting that he's gone to a support role and willing to do so. That's gone on to a Mac 10 in this round. He finally takes damage and goes down to 55. Voxic follows him by taking an 8 and goes on to 80.
Bang attempt from Guardian, not going to land just yet. Dead Fox. The Mac 10 makes their way towards B. In terms of the setup, 2 players towards second middle. It looks like Issa will join his teammates on that side of the map. Guardian tags out Carrigan. Move one of the orbs over. Now, it will be a B execution. In terms of the grenades, smoke and a Molotov to really be used here. Smoke is successful, as you expect at this point. And then this boost. We did discuss FaZe's Molotov to get the players off the boost. And that won't be happening this time, but no Molotov required. There's clean headshots coming in from Issa and Angel. And that's the B bomb side, potentially wide open. They might even consider saving now.
I think they will. Guardian doesn't seem that interested or invested toward this round, you're right. So at 8-2, this is actually similar to what we saw from Game Agents, keep in mind. We saw a 7-1 scoreline go suddenly toward 7-3, I think it was. Because there was 4 rounds in a row that were close, that came into either 2v2s or 1v1s in certain situations. They broke the money down of FaZe and actually made it an 8-7.5 scoreline, if you remember, including a clutch at the end and a 1v2 from the Alive. So this is looking actually similar, and I just finished saying that HellRaisers will be aware of those situations and possibilities. They now get 2 in a row, and you're right, they had to save 3 weapons because there's not a lot of money left over on the CT side.
Yeah, it's time to get whistled down now. We might have a game on our hands after all. 8-3. Orb will come up again for Guardians. Certainly not going to be a double orb setup. 4 for Nico. And the scoreboard. Carrigan at the top. Let's see his face there. Guardian second place with 10. Full round from HellRaisers and Guardian. Usual angle. First shot to take down Foxy. That's the orb gone.
Certainly is.
He's been pushing all the way down to the logs. The first kill.
Oh, the comeback completed. 15-11 now for Virtus Pro. They've won every round of the second half, starting with the end 3 of the others. So that was an 11-1 game. It's now 15-11 Virtus Pro. They've won 14 rounds in a row.
I think they're okay.
I think that's correct. So they are in at this point to the playoffs. That's quite a turnaround, I have to say, from Virtus Pro.
Yeah.
To go 11-1 down and now find themselves sitting 15-11. Back to our game, where Angel finds himself sitting in a bit of a small pit as he sits at the bottom of middle, specifically, with the AK-47 in hand. All M4s against him, but they'll be competent and certainly satisfied with how things have gone in terms of avoiding what would have been, I won't call it a reset, because obviously they're not being reset, but it would have broken the economy for FaZe.
This was a very decent round, absolutely. Carrigan's aggression at the start set the tone, and he got to close things out. The damage done at the start. To the next one we go. Money. Oh, it's okay. There's enough for a buy, certainly, on the T side. You can see 5k. Just 6 actually for Vox. He can get the AWP out. Have to drop 1 weapon for Bondek, or he goes go for a CZ or a Deagle. Double AWP setup this time. Looking for 12-3 FaZe. And that's if they go all in here. Raises. It's a good shot from Nico to finish things off. Get the bomb down. And the final kill. And it looks like a partial buy potentially, Matt. We're going to see Bondek buying a CZ. But, like we said, he could just go for the pistols, and there's the AWP for Voxic. So there we go.
Pause called, and we'll get back underway. Nico has to confirm. It is, of course, both teams to agree on it, but now we get rolling once again. AWP for Voxic, okay. Can he get aggressive with it? Spawn is actually really good if we want to look for a fast pick position, but it's Guardian. Oh, Guardian is going to go for it. This is going to be Op versus Op right off the start. Voxic elected, to take the narrower and closer proximity. If he had actually sat back on the stairs and played on top of the hay bale, he would have had the angle on Guardian. Instead, he elects to go further. Perhaps didn't anticipate that Guardian also had a good spawn. Wow. And Guardian gets 2. Rain, while boosting, finds Angel.
Yeah, it could have been quite awkward there, but Rain, aware of the possibility, and finds the headshot. Didn't really take any damage at all. Absolutely fantastic. Issa and Bondek left in a lot of trouble here. This was a force buy, remember. They're going to be Eco next, and almost certainly no chance of winning this one. Nico and Karrigan have the banana shut down. See a player right down the bottom, baited in by Nico. The half wall doesn't even need to be a thing, though, because Karrigan heard the scope click. Around he comes, takes him down 5-on-1.
Shot for misses. Rain is the next to go. And fall, 1 versus 4. Was a 1 versus 5, but now is likely that he's going to get much further, having taken a good amount of damage from the first exchange. And they've cornered him completely. Guardian staring into the doorway. Can't leave that way. Olaf was waiting on the other side if he'd gone down the apartment hallway. And Karrigan was at the backside of the window if he'd gone out of the apartments or from boiler window. So good flash to pull him from position. They do get the kill in the end, and we go 10 double digits for FaZe as we enter round 14.
Oof, Guardian was looking incredibly sharp in that particular round. 3 kills there. Like I said, Eco coming into this one, round number 14, coming to the bookend of the first half now. Dead Fox with just a Glock. Need to get the Guardian treatment in the previous round. Looking for revenge here with just the pistols. No armor purchase, no nades. Is going to be playing together. And they can maybe base a shot out from him and run round him. Take him down together. Okay. The baited shot. They will go through the arch before Guardian can take one of their lives first.
Karrigan's rotating accordingly, though. Wants to hold him off in CT. Good read, but can't get back in time to get the shot onto Dead Fox. Leaves the bomb down inside of CT spawn, however, and Guardian is trying to find exactly where Bondic has gone. Manages to win it with the CZ-75, and Dead Fox, the last alive, may have suddenly swapped roles and gotten to CT, but not likely. He's going to head toward, well, I was going to say the A site, but Nico waiting at B with a perfect position for it. Wasn't going to get anywhere near that either.
Final round, and still even after the full Eco, they're not looking amazing for the money. And was just a very desperate attempt to get towards the arch to get 1 kill, but it means almost nothing considering that FaZe is so established around number 15. We'll see if FaZe can indeed find the 12th round here. Not looking too good for the campaign on Inferno from HellRaisers as Rain pushes down towards middle again. They are making a lot of noise. He knows he has to reload. They have got the first pick here. Does Rain go any further? That's the question. They seem to be aware of his presence and gets 1. But now they know exactly where he is. Throws a flashbang in the air. It looks like HellRaisers are actually going to be putting up a fight in this particular round. Rain towards the underpass now. He's trying to sneak around the map and navigate his way into an advantageous position. But before that happens, Nico will be tested first.
Downed as well by Angel. Big words from Duncan on the desk to say that he thinks Angel is arguably as good at Fallen as is as an in-game leader. Large praise. Rain all the way down at the bottom side of mid is certainly going to catch off Bondic. That brings it back to a 3 versus 2. He takes a lot of damage in doing so, however. Makes it a tough order. He's rotated past the end of Banana because he's low HP. He wants to work with Guardian directly. See if they can make the retake work. Or otherwise. Angel sits at water. Unlikely, in fact, that FaZe is even going to go on this. Flashes through. They are. They're going to go late, however. And now Rain downed as well. Dead Fox picks up 2. It's round 15, so they had to go, but it didn't really give themselves a convincing argument trying to walk into the site. It was more a matter of process and due course. 11-4, our halftime scoreline.
Absolutely. Remember, whoever wins this series will be placed number 1 in the group and play the second place on the other side.
Virtus Pro.
Virtus Pro, that's right, considering they have all that draw and actually the win on that particular map, that's guaranteed them
Stark,
to be second.
the man that I highlighted, got 2 kills in the second half.
And we have a very similar scenario here as well. If FaZe win the first map, that's them locked in for the first place. And
that's right.
HellRaisers will be second, but if this means that last map ultimately means nothing. I hate to say that, Matt, but it does.
You know what? It means we get to have some fun.
Okay.
We'll get to, we'll play a game.
Lauren and I, we did a full podcast while casting a game the other day.
I may or may not have heard part of that. Did that have to do with anything about 400 ping?
Exactly. Yes.
I thought it might.
So we did a whole podcast on 90s memories and what it was like growing up in the UK and what kind of toys there were and board games.
Remind me never to listen to that podcast.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Oh,
I think
okay,
it was our
sure.
best
I'll
cast.
take your word for it.
Best cast.
We'll do one about growing up in Canada.
It wasn't about the UK, it was just about being of humor.
Oh, okay, now it's not about the UK. I'm just kidding. Well, Issa and Bondik putting a case up to try and get numbers on the board for HellRaisers as they actually take the advantage in the pistol. Bondik doing so by getting Olaf, the most recent of our untraded kills thus far for FaZe. Nico and Kerrigan, the last two that remain. And Nico's going to swing back around toward top middle as well. Bondik holds toward B on his own. Sticking on the USPS that he's picked up is going to get ripped apart. Issa gets the shot. It was a headshot. Even though he gone down to a body shot on 47, it's still sufficient. Kerrigan manages to get it to a one-on-one, but only just 3 HP. Has the bomb to work with. That is about all, and he's going to be clever with this bomb. He wants to rotate it back as far as possible. Now, Bondik's going to know that he's taken a fair bit of damage in the exchange. Is he smart enough to therefore play toward top middle and know that he's likely to win a gunfight? If the bomb goes down, he might lose on angles.
Comes down to this. If FaZe can win this pistol, Kerrigan can deliver the goods. Oh, this is quite smart. He does throw the smoke towards B, but Bondik, he's guaranteed to win it pretty much at this point. We're not sure, though.
No, done now. He hears him.
Definitely.
Click, boom. Yeah, Bondik, and that was the point. I thought he was actually going to peek top mid, because that way if he rotated back, he'd spot him in the process. And again, knows that he has the range on him. The fact that he waited and didn't peek it was a bit surprising, but it also gave him that exact option. He knew that no matter where Kerrigan went, he was going to be fast enough to get to the situation. So good read, good play. 11-5, HellRaisers will get the early starts on their CT campaign. So both teams winning pistols now in this game as well, Henry.
Absolutely. HellRaisers up against the fourth fight of FaZe. You know how deadly these deagles can be. Main. Superstar. Top 4. 2017. We'll have his work cut out for him here as Voxic just chews through 2 of them with the UMP. Angel cutting it down as well. Real clean sweep there from HellRaisers up against the Fulika next round. This could go the distance now, as they'll just have Glocks and PT50s in round number 18 here. 9s of FAMAS's perfect weaponry here with the UMP. They've got a clean run in it and have plenty of money going into that first gun round.
Yeah, bomb plant for Kerrigan, although he tried to get very clever. He'd already essentially faked out and gone back the other way. Was warranted if he'd gone toward B, and it would have been beneficial to them for that exact reason you mentioned. Good trade from Rain, at least, therefore, to get Bondik down, but Angel's going to step out and shut him out. Kerrigan now finds himself, though with that MP9 against 3 players, no armor to go with that MP9. It was already hit by the grenade quite substantially. 11-7, guns at the ready, and Guardian T-side at AWP on Inferno. Yeah.
You said you weren't going to do that.
I did it just to wake you up.
It is getting late. What are we at right now? The players slogging away, coming up to 1 a.m. here. It was an ambitious format. Give them that, but we're getting through it now. As we'll be in round number 19. FaZe with the guns out. AWP, AKs, and 4s. And Dead Fox looking to continue their momentum here. Winning the pistol. This is now realistic for them, considering on the CT side. He has established himself at the barrels. Bondik's considering falling back here. He can also just be ready with the flashbang in case Dead Fox has to fall back or himself a little bit of pressure coming towards B now. 3 of them. He's got the smoke out. He's just doing the pixel spot just to make sure he can hold them off and can reposition. They're going to be boosting a player towards the new boxes here. They're not that new anymore. You'd think we've got a new name for them by now. Like a cool name.
No? I think New Box is the cool name. It's kind of edgy. It's almost ironic at this point. It adds more of an element to it.
Yeah.
The problem is on Nuke, they've added a new box, and we already have a call called New Box. So it's kind of confusing to say New Box on Nuke now.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it is a nice setup from HellRaisers. We'll be up against the execution of FaZe, and is it going to be enough? They've only got 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs here. Incendiary dropped. We'll see whether Bondik can find a couple of kills. Certainly delivers. There's 2. Nico and Rain go down. It looks like a clean HellRaisers round here, number 19, because Olaf might step We'll get one, but the bomb's down. There's no real time to plant.
No time to plant, and they'll back away. So HellRaisers are going to find themselves suddenly on 8 rounds, just 3 shy of the mark to tie up FaZe. And as you said as well, FaZe only need 1 map to secure that first place position. HellRaisers could steal it by winning both in this series, giving themselves a much, much better opportunity to do so. We look back at the highlights in the previous 11-8, and the saved weapons will be brought forth, but it's just an AWP and an AK. AWP fair enough, but T-side, he really open with that? Guardian seems to think he can.
Oh, Voxic. He did actually hit the shot. I think he did. It was an assist. Oh no, it was Bondic.
It was Bondic. It was a double nade. They nade stacked.
That's right. Well, there you go. So 4-on-4.
They've gotten an AK back, however. They did buy armor on this, and Nico's gone, although Nico doesn't have armor, has gone to get the AWP, so there is a chance they pull this off still.
He's thrown by Issa. Substantial damage. Olofmeister basically swallows it. Goes down to 32 health. 1 minute 10. Slow round from FaZe here. This is where things can start to be troublesome for them. It is an opening picks. Much money, the utility's not really there. Olofmeister's just on a pistol now, swaps it over. Considering he's a low HP player, he can just be cannon fodder now. Or he can hold a really annoying angle like the logs or something while his teammates go in. Patrol the banana area. We'll see what he decides to do. He's going to play a contact play where looks and get as close as they possibly can before Nico gets contact. He's going to check that back position again, but Bondic nails it. Great shot.
Great timing from Dead Fox as well, because Bondic hitting that shot, everybody looked his direction to try and get the trade, and that's exactly when Dead Fox walked out. 11-9 is inevitably on the scoreboard. 27 seconds, Kerrigan versus 4. Yes, he has an AK, yes, he has armor, but he has no life left. Dead Fox takes that away as well.
Dead Fox. What a player. I love this position so much. You dodge all the flashbangs. There are a lot of Molotovs you can dodge. You can Molotov that position, but it's not the easiest one to throw. Dead Fox, though, with a double kill coming out of the spawn area. Final buy for the FaZe boys. You can see a couple of Galils thrown into the mix as well. They are starting to feel the pressure of the double orb as that comes out. Voxic and Dead Fox. That's another, I guess, double orb setup no one really talks about. They've talked about Chris J and Oscar. This one's actually really potent as well. You got 2 very well-versed all players going at it, and no reason why it can't be up there with the conversation of the best duo AWPs.
I wouldn't put them up there with the best, but certainly an honorable mention.
Yeah.
I'll give it that for sure. Rain's taking damage. He sits on 18. He'll sit toward the bench as well, but they're going to try and work together in tandem toward the A site, which is a little bit more of an aggressive defensive setup. Not sitting back for crossfires. It is Issa that will anchor in the pit, but looks like an Angel have other ideas. And you mentioned it, that double op setup also means that V can be more free to decide how they choose to play. They've gone passive with that op, so Dead Fox not going to anchor on Banana and allow for an early rotation, as you might expect. Especially you, Henry. I know you expect that.
Oh, yes.
Smoke down will limit Voxic. He's forced to rotate back to the library, but he'll peek right away because he's got Angel to go with him, and Angel's gotten 2, making a 3rd. Bomb down as well, and FaZe get ripped apart. They didn't even need Voxic to have vision as the second smoke was deployed, and it's suddenly a 5 versus 2, and potentially a 1-round game.
Well, there we have it. FaZe not looking too deadly here in the second half, Matt. They're going to be in a 5-on-2 now, and Angel still doing crazy amounts of work there with the Silence M4. 3 versus 1 for Nika, but time of the essence as Itzy gets the final kill. 11-10. We're starting to tie things up. I think that's the last of the FaZe cash as well. They had 2 Galils there.
Impressive. HellRaisers back within 1. 6 rounds in a row to start off the second half. 2 gun rounds plus the pistol. And it's back to pistols for FaZe. 3 CZ75s. Nico's gone for the customary Deagle. Angel's gone for Nico. Makes it work. Voxic steps out, takes out Guardian as well. taking off. Rain does at least run one down. He's got the AWP, and Issa thinks it's safe. Oh, this is turning, as it often does when you're against FaZe, because Olaf's able to spot out Angel from the cubby. That AWP dictates and determines the round.
Absolutely fantastic from Rain. Like I said, not really known, probably the only player on FaZe that can't use the weapon or doesn't use the weapon. And you can see him just say, Olaf, I've had my fun. It's been a good run. I want to hand it back over to you in the studio.
Well, with that, the bomb being planted and Rain to back off in the corner, Bondic and deadFox suddenly realized what just happened. That all fell apart so quickly. This was a 5 versus 3 against Pistols, and Rain springs to life. You get it? Like it's May, it's spring, it rains in the springtime. Sure. Okay, wasn't really planned, but it worked. He manages to run forward, get the AWP kill, and then everything goes his way. In fact, not only that, he finds a 3rd kill in the round as the bomb detonates. They all stay, well, the 2 others stay alive. And it's now 12-10 for FaZe with some guns carried over. There you go, look at this. This is so well read. No scope as well. Okay, fair play. You're disgusting, Rain.
He's a naughty guy. 12-10. Double AWP set up again for the CTs though. FaZe back in the game. Guardian solidifies that. Nice opening shot to take down Voxic, who oversteps the mark there towards middle. 5 on 4. And Bondic and Co have to work out how they can get back into the round. Star AWP goes down. Nothing picked up, no damage inflicted.
Good shot, Nico. deadFox gone. Nico's been quiet in this half, so that's encouraging to see. In fact, he sits on 16. He's only one better than that of Olaf, who sits on 15, and he's at the bottom. In fact, he's only one below 17, which is the highest. All of them within 2 kills of each other on the FaZe side. Nico gets well and truly rid of the AWP.
Yeah, get rid of that, boys. You're not having it back.
17, 17, 16, 15, 16. That's the kill. Rain adds 1, though. Puts him above the rest on 18. He gets taken back by Issa.
Nothing you can do about that, I'm afraid, though. Clean round for FaZe, 13-10. After getting the opening pick, nothing really HellRaisers could do to pick up the pieces. They're all over the floor, along with the blood. As well, see whether the cash is there to buy another time. It's not really. Issa's got 7K. You wanted to drop UMPs for them, that's the thing, I guess. Yeah, she goes with the AWP, gives the Voxic. Are they going all in? They're going to just buy the AWP and hope Voxic can have like an Oscar-esque round. You see Mousewars that can do this sort of play a lot. So just have default weaponry, buy 1 AWP if someone's got extra cash, and see if they can have a hard carry for 1 round. All he has to do is get 1 pick here, then he can fall back towards end, hopefully funnel them in. Doesn't land it though. Nico actually punishes from that, drops a Molotov on top of the AWP so they can't recover. That's quite smart. By himself though, Nico does need to be very careful. He could give up an AWP and an AK here, but Guardian certainly not. Takes down Angel, 5 on 3. deadFox does recover the AWP, but it's on the other side of the map, so no need to worry. Nico will just be holding him in, making sure he can't get towards T-steps.
So bomb planted in FaZe despite a scare from HellRaisers at the start of this half. Have certainly got things back under control and find themselves 4 rounds clear. For now, I will state. Planted on 2A and coveted AWP to be held far from the activity. P250 for Bondic is going to be on the lookout as well. Try and help deadFox hold this over. They've already spotted him in New Box. That becomes more problematic. Look at the hunt from FaZe. They know the situation. They know what gun he's got. They know what they want from him. And he doesn't even... Oh, I can't take it back. He does manage to hit 1. Bomb detonates. He gets found by Guardian way back at CT in the meantime. And it's 14-10 with no guns carried over.
Here we go. Remember, FaZes get, I think, just the draw on either map here.
Yeah,
they are guaranteed the top of the group, right? So just 15 rounds and we know they're top of the group. And then at that point, like I said, unfortunately, the second map, not that compelling, but maybe FaZe can put on a bit of a show for us. We know the Negev's been patched recently. Maybe that'll make an appearance.
Oh, let's get the Negev out. I'm
$1,700 now.
Maybe Rain can use it.
You can now lose a pistol with a bomb going down and then buy a Negev.
How much is it now, sorry?
$1,700.
They've knocked it down from $2,000 because no one was using it there. We want every gun to be viable, even if it's trash. Let's make it $1,700. Brilliant decision, Valve. We approve. Olaf takes down Issa. Bondic, Dead Fox left in a 2 versus 4. With that, we're gonna find map point. They're just trying to hold weapons to fight that, so they can at least get a draw for themselves. But again, it's all for naught. A draw doesn't do it. They have to win this game.
Oof, Carrigan. You're right, and this might be the deciding factor. Bondic alone in 3 versus 1. Fortunately for him on the CT side, he can't really have control because he doesn't have the bomb, of course. But see whether he can survive this at least. And there it is, the guaranteed first place in the group for FaZe. Just because we have no overtime here, for anyone's maybe just tuned in to watch FaZe, something like that. 15-15, we just
We just call it.
And you get 1 point
Referee
each.
calls a stoppage.
And with the standing so far, it would have to be a 2-0 from HellRaisers to even have a chance of making it to the top of the group. So unfortunately, 1 draw and 1 win still wouldn't be enough for them.
Well, with all of that, we get a rather, as you said, if they hit this 15th round, which they have, it means not only do the next rounds not matter for HellRaisers, they're in the playoffs, don't get me wrong, their hopes aren't dashed. They're still going to be one of the 4 teams moving on. We now know those 4 teams, we just don't know the order of them, but we certainly know that FaZe will top this group. Actually, we do know the order, because Virtus Pro has snuck in, so it's all decided. Everything from here on out is just a formality. FaZe top the group. HellRaisers coming in second. Virtus Pro second in the other group, with Mouse Sports topping on that side, and they cross over. So HellRaisers to play Mouse Sports on Sunday, FaZe to play Virtus Pro. Nico trying to do what he can from New Box, and it's down to just Issa. This map, seemingly, Henry, has come to a conclusion.
It's logical conclusion, I think. Good showing from HellRaisers, but yes, unfortunately for them, they will be finishing second in the group here. And we'll see whether Issa can get anything done here. Bomb planted, of course. We've already counted the FaMaS, so get 1 kill. I think stats really at this point, he hasn't got a kit. Just a flashbang and a FaMaS. Not looking too tantalizing for him. He'll give it his best shot, of course, as the bomb ticks ever closer. He now cannot defuse it. That's going to be it. 16-10 is going to be your final score. Final kill will come in. Rain picks it up. Well played to FaZe. Just to reiterate one more time, that means they are now guaranteed to play second place of the other group, which is
Virtus Pro.
Virtus Pro.
So Virtus Pro will play FaZe, HellRaisers will play Mouse Sports. We're going to play one more map, but we're not going to delay any time in getting there. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back to finish out the formality of the group stages here at V4 in Budapest.